Hi everybody, this is Claire Dam, the March monthly mentor for Chic Critique. I am from Hamilton, Ontario, and yes, that's my chicken. And I'm also the winner of the Chic Critique Photography Idol contest from 2012. Today we're going to be learning about off-camera flash, the essential tools that every photographer should have in their back pocket. The uses for off-camera flash are many. I use them all the time for couple sessions like engagements, weddings, lots of times at weddings because often, we run out of daylight hours for shooting. I also use off-camera flash for solo sessions. Don't use it for family sessions as it tends to be a bit too dramatic. But I've put together a demo for you guys of all the different techniques and methods for off-camera flash, and as well as some different tools. All of the images that you have seen, that you will see, have been shot with just one off-camera flash. So even if you only own one, you can do all of this.
One day you and me again under the tall tree. Passion, passion, we'll both look up in merriment. You said to me, climb quickly, there's two birds who miss them before they fly to seven ways. I miss you, I miss you, I
When I first started shooting off-camera flash, I didn't have any of the fun toys. I was only using my onboard camera flash to fire my remote flash. look how to use your on-camera flash to fire other flashes remotely. And this is using a Nikon system, so I apologize to you Canon users. So first you're going to go into your flash menu. You want to set your flash to commander mode. And then you want to set your flash so it has a really low output of light. And then lastly, you're going to choose the channel that corresponds with the channel on your external flash. Unfortunately, this system has some limitations, so we're going to look at a demo of what those are right now. Here we are, and we are happily shooting away. Everything's going really well. The flashes are firing, and it's just looking really good. And then I decide, hey Maria, can you please stand over here? And then there's problems. So the reason that there's problems is because the Speedlight, the Nikon Speedlight, has two light sensors, one on the front and one on the right side. You can see it flashing that red light. Oh, you can see my butt. Okay, there you go. You can see it flashing on the flash. But there's no light sensor on the left side of the flash. So that external flash wasn't able to pick up my flash on the camera and therefore wasn't able to fire. This issue used to be a huge annoyance to me until I understood why it was happening. This is a session from years ago where I first used this method of using my onboard camera flash to fire a remote flash. So if you don't have big umbrellas or softboxes for your flash, something that I've invested in recently, actually for my work with Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, when you don't have a lot of space to be shooting babies and families when they're in a small hospital room, I actually invested in this. It's called the Rogue. So there's two pieces. There's this piece and this piece. This is just your basic reflector, which goes around your flash and you can reflect it. Now the other neat thing about this is it has built-in wire, so you can bend it to kind of control the light a bit better. So you don't have a huge spray of light. You have a bit more controlled, which again comes in handy if you're working in small spaces where you're not really in control about what's in the background and stuff like that. This is the reflector. It's an attachment that goes with this. They're sold separately. It has the reflector on the top here, which prevents the light from bouncing up out the top. And what it does is it attaches like so around your flash, and see, it's just kind of like a little softbox. And again, it's kind of directional, but not as much as just shooting with this. Now, lastly, the cool thing about this piece is I can make a little snoot for my flash. And we did some pictures of that, and they looked really awesome. It's definitely, a snoot is what you want if you want an old Hollywood look for portraits. And even though it's pretty flimsy, I'm actually pretty impressed by the snoot that this creates just by rolling it. So as far as umbrellas go, I started pretty small. I think this is 24 inch, if I remember correctly. Sure, it's the smaller one. But I always like to invest in umbrellas that are dual purpose. So with this umbrella, you not only have your bouncing layer, but you also have a layer, this white layer in here. Hold on a sec. Cut this part out. I have the white layer in here that you can use to do shoot through. Because of groups and whatnot, and even with just individual solo portraits, is get the 60 inch. 60 inch is a great umbrella. It just gets a lot more done with just one piece of equipment. The other nice thing about it is, again, dual purpose. It comes apart. I'll take it apart. So what it is right now, when you have it all together, it's the silver, which gives you a big burst of light, which comes in handy when you're using your off-camera flash. If that's too much, then you can take it off, and then you just have your regular shoot through, which is great. So for the remote part of using your flash off camera, I like the Pocket Wizards. This is the Flex TT5 system. So this is the system that goes on top of your camera, and this is the system that goes onto your flash. And I have two of these. I never use more than two, but really it's unlimited. Well, financially you're a bit more limited. They're about $300 a piece, or they used to be. So It's an investment, but it's definitely worth it. Now I'm going to show you how to set up to do a sun shower shot. Something very similar to this. It can be done during the day or at night. It looks great. So we're going to take our speed light and we're going to attach it to our Pocket Wizard, the Flex TT5. We're going to attach it. Oh, it's locked. And then we're going to attach it to this thing, which has a name, and I don't know what it is. And we're going to lock it tight. And then you want to make sure the hole for the umbrella is on the bottom half of this unit, otherwise it's not going to bend properly. And then we take our umbrella, and then you put it up as far as you can, high into the umbrella, and then you fold your head up in here. I've never had it overheat and melt an umbrella or anything, so I wouldn't worry about it. Your setup doesn't have to include the wireless system. You can try to fire the flash using your on-camera flash, but again, with varied success depending on how far away you are, angles of the light sensor, and all that jazz, but it can be done. And in case anybody's interested, my batteries that I'm using are the Sanyo Eneloop batteries. I can't recommend these guys enough. They are just unstoppable. Well, that's my show. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, leave them in the thread below and I will get back to you as soon as I can with the answer, hopefully. And thanks for sticking with me during the whole video, and thank you for putting up with my bad enunciation. And I really hope that you learned something valuable today. This is a great tool that everyone should be able to use. So enjoy!